guys, thanks for checking in with me again. John Kaminsky here. I got a request to do some jazzier approaches to blues tunes. Specifically, got brought up "Stormy Monday," which is it's a great idea. It's kind of jazzy anyway, and there's so many different versions with T-Bone Walker's version and the original, and Stevie Ray Vaughan, Albert King, Allman Brothers did a real nice version of that. I'm going to do it in the key of G. Now, the original was, I believe, in A flat, and I've seen it in G flat. Allman Brothers did it in G. Why don't we just do it there, since it's right in the middle. I'm just going to show you some ways that I do it. Now, it's been done so many different ways. You get up in jams, and everybody's playing it different, seems like sometimes. But generally, they're the same. It's just certain areas. So you've got the most of the versions they'll start on this the 5-chord augmented, right? Then you go to the 1. We're in G. So a dominant chord, whatever you want. G7, G9, G13, unaltered dominant chord. Got that kind of sound to it. So that's one way we could go about doing that. Doing something with that would just slide around a little bit in here, right? So we're going from the 6th or 13, flat 13, down to the 5, or you could call it a 6 sharp 5 down to the 5. See, if you know your different chords and different positions, you can come up with all kinds of things. That's the same. It's just C9 with no root right here, right? And then I go up here and grab a 13, down to the 9, and grab the C7 in this position. So it just to give a little movement. And then when it goes up to that flat 2 change, instead of just sliding up, whichever form you're using, they all sound nice. But one thing I like to do sometimes is go from, say, keep that 5 consistent and go up here. So I'm basically playing the A flat 7, but I'm flatting the 5. So you keep that D throughout both of those changes, that D note, the note D. So just keep a little consistency there. Sometimes that really helps with changes, so it sounds more smooth. Okay, then you come up to... And what I like to do here is put the 11 on top. On those last 2, so you're going from the G to the A minor 7, B minor 7, half step down, right? Instead of just playing that like a B flat minor 7 and to the A minor flat or to the A minor 7, I'm gonna put the 11 on top on both of them and just slide that down. So you got. Sounds kind of nice. And Allman Brothers one here, E flat 6, and just held that. Right. T-Bone Walker, I believe, went to, instead of going to the E flat, he went to the 4 chord. So he coming from here. So if we do it the way I was doing it, it'd be then it would be here. Now either one of those is okay, depending on how you want to do the tune. I've often just seen it gone to the E flat, but not like the Allman Brothers. They do in the 6. It would be like a dominant chord. And I've also seen it done where you use the E flat and go to the D flats, or the D7 too, the 5, and then I'm turning it around, or with the augmented. So those are just different ways it can be done. Things I like to do, like I say, is to throw that 11 in there. I like when it goes to that half step change here, I like to keep that D consistent. I think it sounds pretty. Other things you can do can be like, say, if you're on the G chord. You know, all your extensions, in other words, you can use. See, this way I'm doing a 13, but I'm also putting a 9 on top. You can even slide that around. So this makes it a G7 altered right there, sharp 5, flat 9, and then resolve down to the G7. So you could go, so 13 with a 9 on top. Or if you do that more slowly, you're ready to go back to the 4 chord anyway. So let's see. So you go. See, it goes right to the 4 chord. That's another idea. As far as the discrepancy here at the end, let's see. Allman Brothers Way. T-Bone Walker Way. T-Bone Walker Way, you kind of you know, you can get away with you doing your minor pentatonic. Lean back, but you go this way. It's interesting with that E flat 6 because it almost works as a altered situation. So you could treat that like, say, almost like a minor major 7 for the E flat. Even though it's just an E flat 6, you could play the melodic minor scale, E flat melodic minor. It leads you right back to the G. So I like that a lot. But this was supposed to be mostly about comping this time. So, one other thing I like to do too is, let's see, when you go to the 4 chord. So, or see, this way you get you could have both in there. Do a little thing there. So in other words, I'm going from, say, I'm using the 4, the 6, and the 9 on top. This is while we're on the 4 chord, the C, right? See, so that's the top part of my my C9 chord. So you got this flat 7, 9, 5 right here, and you've got the root 3rd 9. I'm sorry, root 6 9s, yeah. Or 13, the 6 or 13, you know. Now there, I'm playing just a C major triad, sliding down to a B flat major triad, but with the C on the bottom, that makes it more like a C11, which is totally fine. See, when you have time, when you're hanging on these chords like that, you can do stuff like that. So, see, let's start over here. See what I'm doing there? So I did that. You can have it anywhere you want. You're 13. I'm doing my sus or my 11, minor 11 actually. See what I'm saying? Now you can go to the D. It really wants to, but and it always seems like that's what happens in jams. But you know, I checked out these tunes, looked them up again, and they're not doing that. All my brothers hang on the E flat, just longer. So it goes back to the 1, and Timo Walker hangs on the 4 chord. And with all that time, though, that's where it's fun, because you have time to move those little chords around. And the more positions you know how to play chords and the notes that are involved, you can make up your own little tricky little things you can do. Tricky, you know what I mean. Those are all, C7, C9s. They're everywhere. Maybe I'll come up with some fancier stuff for the next one, but that's just to spark some ideas and have fun with that. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for checking in with me again, like I said, and make sure you subscribe. If you're not already, have a subscription to YouTube, if you just have one of those, and you can subscribe to my channel, and then it'll pop up in your email or something every time I have something new come out. Or you can go to caymansound.com. It should be right over here. That's my website, and I have a little contact form that I use for a lot of things you could fill out. Just write me a little note, anything you'd like to talk about in there. And anyways, I appreciate you taking the time, and we'll see you next time.